All right, I am just gonna pause for a second and do a little anxiety video because I haven't done one for this week, and I like to tick things off. I would actually say that anxiety go wise goes, I'm doing fairly good at the moment. I was getting sucked into yet another social media app uh, in a not healthy way, and I kind of talked my way through it on a dark video, which I privated because I don't want to share all those details. But it was like, you know what? This is not making me feel good. I shouldn't be doing this. So I just deleted the app. And that was a really good decision because I don't feel that kind of that this is strangely a successful dealing with anxiety video, a post-mortem, as you would have it, of what happened. It's just like, no, this isn't fun. I obviously was getting a certain amount of buzz out of it, but it wasn't. It was on the balance. It wasn't. It wasn't good, and it was gonna. It was just. It made me feel really shitty afterwards. I did a certain encounter with someone where it's like, I felt really crappy after that. And it's like if I'm not doing it for fun, enjoyment, release, then why do it? Why do it? So I'd like to pat myself on the back for saying, no, I don't need to do that, and just delete. And you know what? You can do that. You can make decisions. I'm an adult, and I can make decisions all over my life of how to regulate things, of what things I want to participate in and what I don't. Um, I think there's some ways, like there's a lot of behaviors I've developed from being a kid in a situation where you're kind of stuck in a family. You're raised by the people you raised. My father was an alcoholic who ended up killing himself. And it's like I was kind of stuck in that. And for a large part of my life post that, I was still stuck in a lot of that behaviors. And I think that's because it was learned behaviors from being a young kid where, you just basically adapted to the situation you were in, but you couldn't. I mean, I guess you could run away, but that probably would not, that I would never recommend any kid running away. Well, never is a thing, but in my situation, coping was probably the best way to go because, like, being on the street is a whole different kind of thing, and I would never wish that upon anyone either. This is me speaking from an incredibly privileged position as a middle class person, or lower middle class, or I don't know what the hell. I'm probably working class at this point. I'm working class. My parents were probably middle class ish, kind of. Dad worked for a bank, so yeah, it's probably middle class. Um, but yeah, so it's just like I had a lot of coping mechanisms because I couldn't get out of the situation I was in as a child. But as an adult, I have a lot more control over my life. Not total control. I mean, we're all hemmed in by we're all hemmed in by a lot of things that we don't have control over. If the company that I work for goes out of business tomorrow, well, nothing I could do about that. If I get hit by a truck tomorrow, it's nothing I can do about that. Other than look both ways and try and be safe. But I can try to reduce things, and I can try and keep my eyes open for what's coming down the line. But some things, war, famine, nothing that. I'm again super privileged as being a middle class or working class Canadian for a lot of that stuff. But there are like a lot of decisions I can just make that can really affect my life and make it a lot more positive. And that's a really good thing, a centering thing, and a kind of calming thing to know. You know, you get that anxiety about like, oh. It's like, no, take a breath, look around. You're an adult, and you can decide. You can decide how you react to things as well. You know, I'm fortunate in my health. Um, I've got a lot of things to be grateful for, and I'm fortunate in my health right now. Next week I could get a diagnosis for cancer for all I know. People that happens to people, and then you have to make your own decisions from that. It's that thing of like I have much more control as an adult than I did as a child, and it's to and as an adult, I don't have all the control, and you got to kind of accept that you're a little creature scurrying around in this particular little bit of scum over the planet Earth. But there's a good latitude in there, and there's a way to live a life that's fairly happy, that's fairly satisfying, that you can I can invest meaning in, I can enjoy, I can express myself, I can do all of these things, I can yak at a camera for hours. Uh, yeah, all this stuff to kind of ground myself and work on my anxiety. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.